Democracy is rule by the people. This rule is conducted through voting for representatives and/or directly on policy. Some systems may encompass more direct democracy, while others may focus solely on representative democracy. Ideally, a reasonable mixture of the two is to be reached. That is, however, a conversation for another day. Today I want to talk about how US democracy can be better. Making democracy better means making the rule of the people more absolute and giving everyone the greatest political power possible to have a say in their society. A more democratic society will have a government that represents the people to a greater extent. It will have a better electoral system. We should want the most democratic system reasonably possible for a wide range of reasons. Morally, it is desirable that the people get to have a say in the government that rules them and the writing of the laws that they have to live by. The government and its decisions will greatly influence the lives of the people, so naturally they should be given a good say in these influential decisions. Good democracy also makes sure everyone feels involved and like they are an important member of their society. Autocratic attitudes typically regard the people as stupid. Anyone who regards the people as stupid can be expected to engage in immorality if ever given power over those they have nothing but disdain for. Autocrats are dangerous fools, generally driven by a mixture of blind ambition, selfishness, and contempt for the intelligence of the people. We can get further into the discussion of why democracy is good and autocracy is bad, but for today I will leave it at that. It is my view that the rule of the people should be maximized, so that everyone gets a say in the writing of the rules that they have to live by. I think when it comes to achieving this, the USA has much to learn from New Zealand when it comes to electoral systems. First, we will look at what systems each nation has, and why New Zealand's is a superior and more democratic system. The USA currently runs off of a first-past-the-post electoral system. In such a system, everyone gets to vote, and whoever gets the most votes wins and gets the power. The consequence is that a slight majority, or in some cases even a minority, gets who they want in power, while the other side loses and gets absolutely nothing. There is no proportional representation. There are only winners and losers. The typical result is that half the population wins and gets to feel represented, while everyone else loses and does not get represented. First past the post is perhaps the most simple and common form of democratic government. New Zealand had a first past the post electoral system until a referendum in 1993 led to a proportional representation system being introduced in 1996. This system is called MMP, which stands for Mixed Member Proportional. All eligible voters get 2 votes, one for an electorate representative and one for a party. The electorate candidate vote is done on a first-past-the-post style way. This is probably because it would be inefficient and expensive to have heaps of representatives in Parliament for each electorate in a nation as small as New Zealand. For the party vote, however, the proportional aspect comes in. Rather than the party that gets the majority taking the whole government, each party will get a number of seats which loosely correspond to how many votes they have. Whoever has the most seats forms the ruling government, while those with the minority end up forming what is called the opposition. Parties can form coalitions to become the ruling government, and this sometimes occurs with the smaller ACT, Green, and New Zealand First parties picking sides with the larger Labour and National parties to decide who becomes the ruling government. Under this system, because a majority is not needed to get into Parliament, third parties are viable. Third parties hold power. This has allowed parties such as the Greens, ACT, and New Zealand First to have a say in government even though they are not supported by the majority. They are comparatively small, but they still get a proportional say. The proportional electoral system means that they can get power which is more proportional to their support rather than simply getting nothing, as third parties do in the first-past-the-post systems, such as that seen in the USA. Third parties are important to a healthy democracy because they keep the political landscape from becoming black and white and ensure that people have a range of choices. A range of choices is of course essential to a healthy democracy. Democracy is people's role, and people's role necessitates giving the people options. First-past-the-post electoral systems are inferior to proportional representation ones. Proportional representation electoral systems, like that of New Zealand, ensure that everyone gets represented and everyone gets a say and a choice from a range of options. This is good, as it means the people as a whole have far more power than they do in first-past-the-post systems. It also ensures that everyone feels like they are represented. Everyone gets a wide range of choices. This helps to prevent division and political turmoil, because everyone gets to feel like someone represents them and like they have some political power. It is not about dividing everyone into winners and losers. It is about giving everyone a choice and some political power. Everyone gets some power, and everyone gets to choose from a far more diverse range of options due to third parties. It should also be noted that while inferior to proportional representation, first-past-the-post electoral systems are better than any non-democratic systems. Any nation that values democracy should abandon pure first-past-the-post electoral systems in favour of proportional ones. These systems allow people to have a greater say in the governing of society and the writing of the laws that they have to live by. It does this by making sure that everyone gets some form of representation and providing a far more diverse range of viable options than first-past-the-post systems do. It helps to prevent division and alienation by making people feel like they have representation and can choose from a more diverse range of options. Lovers of democracy everywhere should view this as one of the most important democratic reforms in the modern age. It is a more democratic and clearly superior system which first-past-the-post electoral systems all over the world can learn from to improve their own democracies. Democracy requires choice and representation for all. First-past-the-post systems have failed to achieve this democratic ideal. Proportional representation systems offer a solution to this undemocratic flaw currently holding back many democratic systems.